Okay, in this screencast, I'm going to show you how to do the budget for Marybell. First off, when you go to Canvas, you're going to want to click on the template and pull that up. All right, and I would pull that up as well if you need it. And that has the instructions and a few of the numbers. All right, let's see if we can get our Excel to come up. There we go. All right, so once you have this budget for Marybell pulled up, you're going to see that we've got our main pieces of a budget: income, savings, and expenses. And remember, our key equation we learned from the PowerPoint slide is that income is going to equal savings plus expenses. So it doesn't mean in a budget that we spend all our money, but it does mean that we allocate all our money. And of course, part of that would be in savings, the idea of paying yourself first. So what we're going to do first is look at the key pieces. I've given you some information, and then you're going to have to fill in the rest, and we're going to have to balance Marybell's budget. So it says on the instructions that Marybell gets $1,500 monthly from her full-time job, and she maybe has some babysitting or who knows, an Etsy account, and she makes $100 a month doing a little bit extra. And one of the reasons I like doing this is because, and putting this on Excel is because I want you guys to learn how to use some formulas. All right, so let's go ahead and put a formula here to add this up. Now, obviously, we could do it in our head, but hey, let's learn Excel while we're doing this. So I'm going to highlight where this total is going to show up. I'm going to hit the formulas and auto sum. It looks like a Greek sigma. And it's going to say, hey, do you want to add up what's in the range of C5 through C6? And I just click enter. All right. And then we're going to be able to come back and change this later, but let's pay ourselves first, and let's try to put $100 in savings. Make sure you click Enable Editing up top. Okay. And you guys, I'm going to just run through this pretty quickly, but I'll come back and help you guys. All right, so then we're going to put in rent for $375, and these figures are given on the instructions. And $220 for a car payment and $125 for insurance. So those are the given amounts. From there, we need to make it work. So keep in mind that our end goal is to have the savings plus expenses add up to $1,600. And so I'm just, for this first go around, I'm just going to kind of guess. I'm going to throw in some numbers here. How much is Netflix? $10 a month? Let's try 10. Okay, it may have gone up, I'm not sure. We'll do internet, $50 a month. Again, I'm going to just guess on some amounts here, and we can go back and change it and adjust as needed. How much does a cell phone cost per month? Just one cell phone plan. $65? Okay, we're going to put in 65. If we can't make our budget balance, we may have to find a cheaper plan. Let's do utilities. It says in the instructions Marybell is an apartment, a rented apartment. And so oftentimes if she's splitting the utilities, it may not be very much. So we're going to say 50 because she's splitting it with her roommate. Gas for the car. Let's assume that she's driving in town and only has to fill up about 2 times a month. So we'll put 60 because gas is cheap right now. Now, one of the things when you're putting together a budget is that you do need to set aside money for things like car maintenance. Even if you don't use it that month, the idea is to build it up a little bit so that you have it when you do need it. So let's put in 40 for car maintenance. Groceries, she's going to try to live pretty cheap. Let's do 250 a month. And we're just going to have to go and see what this all adds up to. It's why we're doing it in Excel, so that I can adjust and go back, because you'll see how cool Excel is in just a minute. Clothing, got to live a little. You do have to buy shoes every once in a while. Let's just throw $50 at that a month. Medical is another one. You all are young and healthy. Marybell is young and healthy, but you need to budget. You know, there are some expenses that have to do with medical. If you go see a doctor, you may have a copay that at least that you have to pay, even if you've got good health insurance. Medical expenses still pop up. So I'm going to put in 30 for that for a copay. Now let's do 45. 30 for a doctor visit and 15 for a prescription of some sort. All right, personal care. Ladies might decide for Marybell that this is, she spends a little bit more on hair and makeup stuff, but whatever, we're going to put some money for personal care. Let's put some money for fun, just like whatever you want to do, entertainment, going out, going to see a movie. Also, some of the financial experts will always say it's a good idea if you want to give to charity, that you put it in your budget. So maybe if you want to give to church, or if you want to, you know, give to a local charity, that you actually include it. All right, so we'll put in 30 for that and just see where it lands. And then miscellaneous, again, there's always miscellaneous. You need to be able to buy some Girl Scout cookies every once in a while, or some Boy Scout popcorn. It happens. And or something pops up that really doesn't fit into another category. So I'm just going to throw some more money in that. Okay, I've been throwing a lot of money around. Let's see where it lands. So in Excel, I'm going to add up and I'm going to see how much I've designated for expenses. So I'm going to highlight this cell. I'm going to go into the Formulas tab, click that Auto Sum. Now it's trying to guess what I want, and actually it didn't guess correctly. So I'm going to re-highlight the whole column. I want mine is C12 through C28. And enter. Okay, it ended up to be $14.90. I'm not doing too bad, you guys. All right. And I was just guessing on some numbers. Now remember, we want income equals savings plus expenses. So we're going to do one more formula right here. And I'm going to create a formula just to get it started. And it's trying to guess, what do you want? Well, I want the savings amount, and then I'm going to click right here and do a plus. I want C9 plus C29. So I'm clicking the savings plus expenses. C9 plus C29. And I could type that in, but I just like clicking on the boxes. And I did pretty darn good for my first try, because remember, what does this need to add up to? Savings plus expenses needs to add up to income. So I was only $10 off, not too bad. So now I need to just go in and allocate $10 more somewhere. Where do you think a good idea would be? You guys decide. I'm going to throw that extra in savings. All right, you guys can play around with this budget. The nice thing about this, and the reason I had you do this in Excel, is because let's say that it wasn't balancing. So maybe I wanted a little more fun money, okay? And then you can see that it'll change the numbers, and I can keep messing with the numbers in Excel until I get it to be the correct amount. Okay, so I need this to add up to 1,600. So something like that. Our last step here is, again, just learning Excel. We're going to see, well, how much is this on a yearly basis? So I'm going to click right here. Once I've got it to balance, because I've got the income equals the savings plus expenses. Once it balances, I'm going to create a formula. If this is the monthly, I'm going to multiply it times 12 to figure out the yearly. So I'm going to highlight the cell where I want this to show up. Click on the Formulas tab, click on the Auto Sum. Just to get it started, I could type in equals sum parentheses, but I like Excel to do a little of the work for me. And then I'm going to click right after the 5 and click a star, Shift 8, with a little asterisk symbol. And that's a multiplication sign in Excel. And I'm going to multiply this times 12. All right. Now, here's another cool trick in Excel. I'm going to go to the corner and get the skinny crisscross, not the fat crisscross, the skinny one. And I'm going to grab that dot in the corner and I'm going to drag that on down. Now it messed up some of my pretty formatting, but that's okay. So you can see what it did was it copied and pasted the formula all the way down. Isn't that pretty? And ran it all the way down. And if I did it right, I still have income equals savings plus expenses. Okay, that's it. Once you get your Excel table to balance out with numbers that you are happy with and you get all the formulas in, save and submit the file. That's it. Good luck. Thanks.